Coming up on Oily Trash Movies.
Look, it's us taking a nap. There's stuff happening. You are the funny.
Alright, and we're live! Hello, and welcome to Oily Trash Movies. This is the only podcast hosted by the funny Daddy WarBux. And with me, as always, is my co-host.
And I'm Bublegum Barbie. Like, what are we watching?
We are watching a great movie. It looks amazing. You know, we do occasionally try to pick movies that look good, and we tried that last week, and it failed, so we're trying it again. This movie is going to be called Suitable Flesh. But before we get into that, I had to revisit our disappointment of last week, Till Death Do Us Part. We both were really disappointed with that film. I didn't give it an oily rating, but the more I think back to it, the more I want to drop the number of WarBux I gave it down approaching 0, simply because it was just so boring. I do think it did some things right, and we talked about how it was successful, at least from our perspective of being a strong female lead, and especially in 2023, we were comparing it to some other modern movies which maybe weren't so favorably reviewed. I do think this did it better, especially compared to a movie like Hunt Club and compared to some other stuff. But then we also talked about, you had mentioned specifically how diverse the movie was, and I think in 2023, that's something else that's often brought up in movies, and for the same reason that sometimes female-led movies get trashed, I think the problem that some people have when it comes to diversity in movies is the, quote, forced diversity, in which it doesn't necessarily make sense given the context of the movie, and it's there clearly as we have to check boxes in modern movie making. This, I think, got around that because it was a great exhibition of fighting techniques from around the world, where you had the Thai man fighting with Muay Thai, you had the Hispanic man using very classic MMA techniques, which is essentially born out of Brazil. We have the black man who sort of has an urban dance style to his fighting technique, and then the great dynamic we loved with the big man and the little man. I think this was a movie that really did diversity right, and it did female led action right. It just was so disappointing that the movie was too long and boring and just sucked. That's all I have to say about it.
I was happy with my rating. I gave it 4 oilies, and I'm pretty happy with that. Overall, it was an entertaining film. The fight scenes were great, fantastic. You could walk away, come back, watch the fight scene, walk away, come back. But it was overall boring. They casted people that were great for the characters that they built, and again, 2 favorite characters that I love, not only the bride, but I did love the Mr. Big and the guy who ended up getting sawed. Awesome. I did love that. Like, seeing it again, oh gosh, that was insane. I wish that they would just take their time on those spit scenes, because it was so cool. All the stunts were super cool, and that's it.
Yeah, that is it when it comes to the Death Do Us Part. Check out our video if you want our full review, and decide for yourself if you want to see that. And this week we've got Suitable Flesh, which is a horror movie. And Bubba, would you like to tell us a little bit about this movie?
Yeah, so it's 100 minutes, it's a horror thriller, and it's a psychiatrist becomes obsessed with one of her young patients, who she later discovers is linked to an ancient curse. The director is Joe Lynch. The writers is HP Lovecraft, based on the story, and Dennis Poloni.
Yeah, this isn't, the most star-studded cast. This is still, I think, borderline oily trash, where we like to pick our movies from. This is also a Shudder original, which I didn't realize until just before recording this episode, but the director, Joe Lynch, is actually responsible for the movie Knights of Badassdom. I'm actually, as a huge fan of HP Lovecraft, I'm sort of starting to get tired of every horror movie trying to credit HP Lovecraft as one of the writers, because clearly HP Lovecraft had no input on this movie. He's been dead for 100 years or so. But I don't know. Maybe this seems like it's inspired a bit by the Reanimator tale. We'll find out though. Do we have anything else to get into?
Yeah, do you know why they're doing that? It's because they're trying to shill on HP Lovecraft. They're trying to get that fan base who love HP Lovecraft. And they're like, you know what would do great to get us clickbait? Crediting HP Lovecraft.
That's exactly what it is. It's essentially HP clickbait.
Yeah, so don't get fooled. As we, Really Trash Movies, got fooled. Let's go.
Cool.
Well, I guess it's a pretty nice season cast here.
Wait, hold on. This is the Miskatonic Medical School, which is a very classic HP Lovecraft reference, and it takes place in Arkham, which is also the hometown of everybody in the HP Lovecraft universe. Call Girl of Cthulhu had all of those same references. Okay, we've got a padded room. That's Cabin Girl there?
Yeah.
She should be in a straitjacket if she's dangerous.
I do love movies like this, though. Like this, like psychotic,
The Insane Asylum.
insane. Yes, I love it. I want to say right away, costumes, wardrobe, fantastic.
Yeah, I love the set design too. Like that is so clearly a shrink's office with that reclining chair that he was in. And there's what the hell is that? Some sort of abstract art.
Yeah.
They have the angsty teen or young adult.
I'm a student.
The first thing you should know is that you're not alone.
No, I am. No one understands.
You can get that.
Oh my gosh, a vibrating phone.
Crazy, but
Oh no, it's Madfish.
no, I won't talk to you. Okay.
I do want to kind of weep here. I do like the god that Lovecraft made. What's his name?
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Oh yeah.
Sort of reminds me of Jacob's Ladder.
I don't know it.
Jesus Christ. You know, sometimes I just fucking hate the modern world.
Needed help?
Ooh, the modern world.
Oh, look at his cool T-shirt.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that is.
It's It's obviously a Lovecraftian art interpretation.
Oh my god, look at him going full Hunt Club.
This is my personal.
Going after a woman 30 years older than him.
Oh my god, you know what he's doing? There
I wanna help
Lovecraft
you.
where he's trying to see if she has the birthmark on her butt.
Whoa, he just grabbed her by the pussy.
So sure you can.
Yeah, Call Girl of Cthulhu. This is... I think there's going to be a lot of parallels between those two. This is obviously less comedic-based. Call Girl was very much a tongue-in-cheek, goofy movie. This is playing it with a straight face.
I woke up.
I gotta say, this home looks definitely like the kind of place where rich doctors would live.
You listen.
Now, what kind of guy bitches about his wife not asking him how his day was? Like, they definitely have the roles reversed here.
He's probably a psychiatrist. I don't know. I wonder what his profession is.
He's a tech guy, almost certainly.
Ew.
Whoa, old person sex scene.
Oh my god.
They definitely look like a couple that's been married for 20 years. You fucking cougar. Alright, that's definitely our thumbnail, I think. He's like, hell yeah, still got it.
I could have done without that scene.
Well, I'm glad it was there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I mean, they're obviously going to have some sort of relationship or sexual tension is going to come into play between their professional doctor-patient relationship.
I'm not gonna lie here though. The older women here are like top tier
How it sounds.
cougar-esque
I
potential,
really couldn't
you know?
control
Oh.
myself.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the first thing I said when I saw her was that she looked like a retired porn star.
Like, these women are the women that they should have casted for Hunt Club, not the women that they casted.
The Dunwich Press, that is a reference to an HP Lovecraft story called The Dunwich Horror. Another little Easter egg there for the HP Lovecraft fans.
Look, it's us taking a nap.
She had a name tag that said Upton.
That's
Daniela
a different
Upton.
Is
Is that what children are for?
Really? Is
That's
it?
the other woman. Yes,
There's-
it's two different women.
There's two older blonde women in this movie?
Yes.
Oh, fuck me. They look alike.
No, it's entitled.
Whoa, cool prop book.
Cool. He's missing a cigar.
Ooh, I mean,
Oh,
those were CGI smoke rings, I think.
they were, but they looked good.
I love old books with drawings of Cthulhu monsters in them.
Life.
I like that close-up on that edgeless knife.
But
That
so
edgeless prop knife.
wouldn't
Doctor,
She needs a receptionist.
Yeah.
tried to escape from.
Now, please.
I would be pissed if I'm like spending like $200 an hour and then she just walks away
Yeah. And like,
when I'm being hypnotized.
and I showed up. And I had an appointment.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the cell phone ringing.
There's stuff happening.
I'm almost tempted to compare this to Hellraiser, where it juxtaposes dark sexuality with horror elements.
There's like an old man dead right now. Like this
Yeah.
is
Like stinking up the room.
yeah.
Oh, she's the monster now? I bet he's gonna blow the smoke rings like his dad did.
We have to figure
Yeah.
out what happened.
Oh, the old man wasn't dead.
Oh, the sun is in there. Ooh, cool. Cthulhu, look at him. Oh, what a badass.
The floor just swallowed that one pill. Oh, it fell into the trap door.
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be like Barbarian.
It's a secret torture dungeon. It's a CGI staircase.
Anyway, we just wanted to return your property to you.
Yeah, thanks, police officer and chief detective, for making a home visit to return a phone.
Oh my god. You know what this vibe gives me of? It gives me the, like, oh, hi, Mark movie. You still haven't seen that movie, have you?
I've not.
Oh god, it's
Was it
so bad,
The
but yes.
Room?
Yes, The Room. This is The Room, but in Lovecraftian format.
Well, it's also turning
So
out
bad.
to be like a softcore sex movie.
That's what The Room was.
Was it?
Yes, I watched that movie and I was like, this is not what I wanted. I wanted a bad movie. I got this.
He should just shove her out the window. Is he possessing her again? Is that how this works?
Oh my god, she's streaming it.
Yeah, it has to be. Lame. I hate dream sequences.
Yeah, that dream sequence was so unnecessary. Again, a scene I could do without.
She's a picture of her husband holding a fish as her screensaver.
I'm coming home.
Hell yeah.
What?
Demon octopus. Awesome.
You know what I did like about Freeze is the two guns.
The three guns. I
Oh my
think.
god, the three guns. Yeah.
I feel like she's gotten hotter as the movie's gone on, though.
Yeah, because you like mental women.
Who doesn't? We've got the Sam Raimi spinning camera. Cool. They switched the orientation of the two frames.
I mean, I guess there's women like you too, War, who find mental illness attractive and hot.
Crazy people are the best in bed. It doesn't matter what your gender is. Oh my god, she's hypnotizing him.
Oh yeah, with the shine of the knife. She should have lobotomized it. She should have gotten it and then just gone spaghetti brain.
Gotta back over him.
Oh, zombie scene. Zombie. Zombie.
I love how his face.
Oh, look at the camera.
Yeah, I love it.
See that? That's cool. Oh man, I was gonna give an oily trash rating until this scene.
That was pretty fun. How's this guy? There's no way. He's got to be dead now.
Well, it's a god. Hello.
He had to cut his brain out.
Chill out. Ah.
God damn. Oily trash sandwich.
Close the door.
Yeah, close the door. Jesus. God, I mean, this is pretty metal.
It's cool, yeah. The gore is what's saving it from oily trash rating.
That makeup is
So good. It looks like flesh. Like the makeup artist did their homework.
Oh, there's
The
gonna be
door.
sexy chick kickboxing scene now.
Hell yeah.
This is gonna be like the switcheroo where you don't know who's who, and then at the very end it's gonna show that the demon lived, you know? God damn, the body's still alive. The guy's a good actor too. He's the star of this role.
Yeah, he is very good.
This poor security guard's like, what the fuck?
I know, he's like, I gotta take care, come here, bye. Oh my god. Look at the body.
I was about to say, why has, like, nobody else showed up? Multiple 6 shots have been fired. Is that Beth in her now? She's like, I want to get back with my husband in this body. Or is it the demon?
It's obviously the demon.
Why? What's obvious about it?
Because it wouldn't be a Lovecraftian ending if it wasn't.
Yeah. Lovecraft stories always end with the good guys losing. Okay, this is where she's gonna blow the smoke rings now. Hey, there it is! No! Come on, please!
There.
Yeah! Yeah! Smoke rings! Smoke rings! This sucked.
This sucks so bad.
This was better than Till Death Do Us Part, though, I think. This song is pretty funny. Before we start rating it, I love the premise. A demon entity that can swap from body to body. I think there's a lot of interesting scenarios you can do with that. This did some of them. For instance, when the demon locked himself up, but he knew that the key was just up out of... Like, all you had to do was stand up and grab the key, and then when he swapped bodies, our main character was locked up there. She couldn't move, she couldn't do anything, and she didn't know where the key was. That was pretty interesting. I feel like you could have thought it out a little bit better because she still had the cell phone and was just able to call for help, which seems like, what's the point of having somebody locked up in a dungeon if they have a cell phone to call out? I loved all of the sets. Every room in this movie is just bursting with personality. There's so much art, like occultist items in some of these rooms. Her office was full of ultra-modern, abstract art. Their home was gorgeous. Every area that we saw had great art direction. The acting and gore was good. Honestly, this wasn't too bad. The fact that there were so many unnecessary sex scenes, which normally would be awesome, but everybody in this movie was like 50 years old, so I wasn't that into it. I don't know. What did you like about this movie?
I liked the story, but that's a Lovecraftian story. With its own twist, it was intriguing. Like you did mention on this with, I know this is not a serious review, this is our normal episode, but I'm going back to Five Nights at Freddy, how you stated that you don't want a literal interpretation of it, and it seems that that's what it is. I don't know too much about Lovecraft, too much. So I see that. I guess this played into that the way you want to be done, and it does feel like a film.
This is an original take. I'm pretty sure HP Lovecraft didn't write anything with like sadosexual scenes.
Yeah, no, I hated that. But the story and the way it was written was overall pretty good. The cast was pretty good. We mentioned Judah Lewis really stole the show. He was really strong actor, certainly. I liked the wardrobe. I liked the sound, lighting, sets. overall it felt like a movie, but I really didn't like it much. I think indie films are better. Kids vs. Aliens is better than this. What was that indie film?
Call Girl of Cthulhu.
Yeah, Call of Cthulhu. Even Freeze is a little funner than this was. I think the reason why I don't like this movie is because I mean, I could see that it was just trying to be too serious, and it was just so. It was just too serious. Like, I don't know.
I think it was mostly competent. I think the writing was pretty competent. And to go back to Judah,
right?
I think what makes his performance so amazing is that he essentially played 3 different characters throughout the course of this movie, which is something I haven't seen since Split. I can't remember that guy's name, but having played both the demon, our female lead, and himself, I thought that was a great performance. I don't know what specifically it was about this that left me feeling hungry, though. It's hard to put into words what it's lacking. It's certainly lacking something. I think maybe just the story wasn't as compelling as the writers would hope to be. What do we change? How do we fix this movie?
Just leave it as a book. Just don't make it. I appreciated it because I haven't really read Lovecraftian stories or books in any way, so this is a great way to bring non-Lovecraftian fans into it. I'm curious, and I know I'm a big book person. I'm a book person that you spoke against, like, the book was better. I'm that kind of person.
Get fucked, you elitist loser, nerd.
Yeah, whatever. Because, again, Witcher. So, whatever. The way I would fix this movie, add more gore.
Yeah, and here's how you do this. I say steal more from other HP Lovecraft works, such as Reanimator. I think at the end, you have a big climactic 3rd act monster scene, and they're in the morgue, they're doing the dissection. Let's just go full magic. This person now has the ability to reanimate all of the other corpses in the morgue, and then you have a big zombie action scene where they're clawing through the glass windows trying to get people, and they're barring the doors, and we'll say that the security guard still gets shot, but then he stands up and starts walking towards them, and he's a zombie. How do you stop the zombie? You gotta cut their heads off. Yeah, let's go off the rails. Act 3, ramp up the gore, ramp up all the dead bodies with, like, bones sticking out of them, and they're in various states of decay. Make it a zombie movie.
I would also cut the sex scenes. I don't need that. I really don't.
I feel like they were definitely inspired by Clive Barker. Clive Barker is the king of fusing erotica and body horror, most famously in the Hellraiser series. This kind of wanted to do that, but it just, the gore and this, well, the erotica and the gore weren't juxtaposed as tightly as it was in Hellraiser. All I can think of is Hellraiser 2. I think they're literally having sex, and then the woman gets up, and she has no skin on her entire torso. That's what this needed.
It's so funny because you literally cut my Witcher stuff, but, like, you talk about Hellraiser, like, this is already the 3rd episode. I've never seen it. I don't even know what it is, so I have no idea what the heck you're talking about.
Okay, listen, first of all, there's a difference between me comparing this movie to Hellraiser based on one thing, and you just going on for 10 minutes about how you liked Witcher and then how you got upset that they decast the main role and blah blah blah.
Yeah, because it makes sense, because that was an issue. It was an issue that movies today are doing. They're failing. Big shows, big things, like, it completely went into what we were talking about. And I just used The Witcher as an example. Like, what your comment about, I don't want the big interpretation, I want a fresh thing. It's like, no, that's dangerous to say that, because they're going to run with that, because they will destroy its content. They need to respect the source material. Yes, you are right. A book has 150 chapters. You cannot turn into a movie, but respect the source material.
Well, then fuck you, bitch!
Greatest fucking example when they respected the source material is the 3 trilogies of Lord of the Rings plus the Hobbits. Like, fuck off, War.
First of all,
Could have
the
done
Peter,
that with The Witcher.
the J.R.R. Tolkien estate disavowed the movies because they said they turned The Lord of the Rings into a popcorn Hollywood action flick. There is huge contention about whether or not Lord of the Rings respected the source material. So your argument is
Going back. Okay, now going
all
back.
right. So how do we bring this back to where we stop our cut, where we cut our giant argument? I did like some of the details, specifically where the pill rolled into the trapdoor, and then when she was in the basement, she saw that pill. Like, that was such a little thing, and for our characters to make to put the pieces together, I thought that was pretty clever writing that I enjoyed. But there wasn't that much of it. But still, I appreciated that.
The script was pretty good. What? The HBO-esque to it, I hated, but that's my personal opinion. I'm sure a lot of people would love this film, and I think there was good lore to Lovecraftian. It's interesting because you love that kind of stuff. You always want more, but you also disagreed with it, and I think it was just your taste.
The sex scenes in this weren't inserted into the movie to be gratuitous nudity. They were in here to specifically create that juxtaposition between erotica and death, which is supposed to be uncomfortable. They wanted it to be part of the horror aspect, and like I said, I don't think they failed. I don't think they did it right. They needed to have the death and the sex closer.
I also saw that, and I know that that's what they were trying to do, which they failed. It wasn't uncomfortable. Alien did it. When it comes to sexualizing horror, Alien did it great. That's something that I know, and I know the director wanted to do. Like, he's like, I want everything shaped as penises, and it worked. It worked, and it. There's a lot of source materials that we could find this. This movie did not do it. It was
How
just
about this?
Really,
What if you had the scene where after Ace has been run over by the car and his face is all cut up and he's just a bloody corpse, but he's still alive? What if the doctor jumped on top of him and started straddling him and riding his 90%? Like, that would be so disgusting. And then, like, you would have close-ups of her, like, having an orgasm and, like, rubbing her hands up and down her chest and, like, her eyes rolling back and just, and then, like, the wide shot, she's on this disgusting bloody corpse. That would be pretty fucking disturbing.
And if that gross, medical guy was also sexualizing him in that form, in that scene, and that would have been like they start making out and it's just a super zoom and all, he's just a bloody corpse. That would have completely done the grossness of what this film was trying to do, which it just didn't work for me.
I did like the spin effect that they used when she was having sex with the husband and it just started spinning and spinning and spinning like that. It takes away from the erotica and it paints it more surrealistically.
Right. And I agree with you. I did like that part as well. I also like the part where you said, oh, that was cool, where they flipped the 2 split scenes of that was cool. I think, though, throughout this film, the spinning and all these camera effects, which is fine, I think was too much towards. I would have liked to be sprinkled a little bit less, but
I would have preferred them to do it more. I think the editing was some of the more interesting parts in this movie. Maybe not like that telescope Looney Tunes thing where
I hated that.
like it all it fades into the circle. That was kind of weird, but it really gave me a Sam Raimi Evil Dead sort of vibe with all of the goofy camera work, and that gave the movie personality. And I think another pass through on the chopping board, another edit of this movie, I think could easily rate 5-6 WarBux. I think, and its current stands, I don't know. What do you rate this?
I'm gonna rate this a flat 0. Because I think it has potential to be loved by many, but me personally, it's just a personal, when it comes to personal taste, I didn't like this movie, and that's why I'm going to give it a 0 because of that. But overall, when it comes to Lovecraftian, I think it did it good justice, maybe? I don't know.
All right, I think I'll give this 2 WarBux. But that's also knowing that I have downgraded Till Death Do Us Part to 1 WarBux. I like this better than Death Do Us Part. I didn't think it was as good as Kill Her Goats, but compared to some of the other movies we've seen of this genre, I definitely... I'll give this 2 WarBux. I liked it better than Till Death Do Us Part, but I don't think it was as good as Kill Her Goats.
I did like this movie better than Cabin Girl, but I'm 100%. I probably rated Cabin Girl oily. I would recommend this film to Lovecraftian fans. I would be interested to see what they say or their commentary. I don't think it's a memorable film. I don't think it's gonna stick to me like Manfish stick to me, like Freeze stick to me, even though those were stupid movies. And of course, the best Lovecraftian movie that I've seen so far is the one that you and Jay watched. And that one I think is by far the best Lovecraftian movie I have seen. Even beats Freeze, which had great voice actors or had great male actors in it.
Had great ichthyoid actors.
And gray ichthyoids, which they looked awesome suits. Way better than Manfish. Manfish just being ridiculous. Yeah, so I think this is whatever. It's a whatever for me. It's too much. Too much sex.
Well, hey, we talked about how great Call Girl of Cthulhu was, and that also had a lot of sex in it. But the sex worked in that movie. Yeah, it worked perfectly.
It was great. They did, and the fact that they always, like, their messaging was safe sex. Make sure you have safe sex. You know, it's just great. It's great, and that's all I have to say.
Yeah, you know what? I think I would recommend this movie. I think most people are gonna have a pretty good time watching it, even if it's not the greatest movie. It earns its place. I think it's worthy of a watch.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do not recommend this to any children under 18. Please do not watch this.
All right, that's what's this movie called again?
I have no idea. I already forgot it.
That's Suitable Flesh. All right, take care, comb your hair,
and remember to face and that personality taking your body face. Bye.
Bye.
Oh God.